morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Life Odysseys. Well, today begins a new day. I finally got my fake new bottom teeth, and I'm wearing them as I'm making this video, so my voice is probably going to be a little weird, but I got to wear them, get used to them, so it is what it is, folks. I don't have Maggie Poo Poo out here with me right now. It's kind of rainy and nasty here. It's been raining, it's wet, muddy. So she's in the house. So today we're going to start on a project of fixing the cylinder on that excavator I showed you in the previous video, where the seals is out of it. Boy, that's hard to say, seals. I took it out there and was using it on this hillside and found out where the leak was coming from, and it's leaking pretty bad. So I'm in the process of getting it tore down and get that cylinder out so I can get it apart and reseal it. So let's take a walk out here and we'll show you what's going on. Don't mind the tools. You know how stuff is when you're working on stuff. So yeah, this seal that's in here on this cylinder is leaking really bad. So got to get her apart. Can't use it that way. So I got the floor out of it. Took the seat out. Had to take the AC and the heater box out of it. And I'll be frank with you, folks, I don't have a door for this excavator, so the AC worked, but it just really wasn't pumping out enough to, it wasn't really doing nothing, especially when the door's off of it. And I usually run with the windows open so I can see better. So I'm not sure I'm going to hook that stuff back up, because, and the heater, as far as the heater goes, I got news for you. Unless it's in a dire emergency, I'm not going to be out in this thing when it's cold doing anything. I can tell you that right now. Dad wouldn't approve of that, but that's just the way it is. So anywho, that ought to be on a t-shirt. Anywho. So I don't know if you can see it that well. Got the seat out. I'll use this screwdriver as a pointer. Try to. But anyways, here's the cylinder right there. What the cylinder does is turn this left or right if you're doing any offset digging. But I first thought it was leaking out of this valve on the bottom. But after I took it out there and started using it, yeah, you could see it was coming out at the end of the cylinder. So anyways, here's the cylinder. And it mounts up under here. Now you can't really see with that hose there, but there's a pin right underneath this hose. Well, and this kind of looks wet, but I had sprayed some brake clean on this stuff and it got down there on it. I had this off, took this one off, and the pin's underneath there. Well, the pin comes out from underneath, which at first I thought, well, that's going to be a deal, right? But anyways, the pin comes out from underneath. It's probably going to be hard to show you, but it's just got one bolt, holds the flame. I tell you what, it looks something just like that, but where this U is, there's a bolt that holds the pin up underneath the bottom. So I got to get underneath there, take that bolt out. More than likely that pin is liable to fall right out, because it looks like it's been greased good enough. And honestly, that shouldn't really need a whole lot of grease, because it really is not moving very much this way, if you follow me what I'm saying. You can tell right there from this hole opening, that when this rod moves in and out, that main part up in there is not really pivoting much. So I got the AC lines out of the way. I got the heater hoses, they're out of the way. I'll just be frank with you. I'm probably gonna fix these AC lines to where nothing gets in them, and plastic tie them up underneath there somewhere out of the way. And the heater lines, I'm allowed to just hook them together and leave it at that. That way, when the floor's back in here, the seat will be kind of levitated over it. The seat don't sit on that heater box. It just hangs off of these brackets, so I'm not worried about that. Plus, it just make it easier to get in here without undoing the AC, because then you got to recharge it and everything. I just don't really need it. It'd be easier to get in here and do anything I need to work on. But yeah, these lines, this one I can take off probably before I take it out. There's another line that runs down through here that greases that pivot point back there. And you grease it on the front here. This one right here. That's that one. You put the grease gun on that and it greases that pivot back there. So, yeah, it's probably going to be greasy. And I'll clean that out the best I can after I get the cylinder out. But this line I can take off probably now before I take it out. This line down here, that grease line, it's the one you're looking at there on the left. I'm just going to take it off right there and leave it right on the cylinder. Pull the cylinder out with the line on it. Be the easiest, because that's it there. You're looking down on it. That's the line. It's that grease line right there. So then the second line, there might be enough slack in it to pull it out and turn the cylinder a little bit and take it off from the front, because it's kind of down under the cylinder up towards the front. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm gonna try to get this out today. This video, I'm not sure how I'm gonna run this video. One continuous one, or make it like a series. I don't know yet. Just depends. I don't know. Might be a different deal, because I can't show you there, but you gotta slide underneath there and take that pin out, and that pin comes out from the bottom. Yeah, so it's probably going to be I don't know, 2-parter or 3-parter. I'm just not sure yet, because I'll stop here as I go, give you an update on where I'm at here today. But I got to get it out, and then I'm gonna have to figure out something. That gland there's got 2 pinholes in it, and even that gland looks like, I don't know, they put a pipe wrench on it, screwed it up there. It should be all right. But I'm gonna have to figure out a way to hold that cylinder so I can get that gland out of the end of it. I don't think, I'll see. I doubt if it will, but I don't know if the other end of the cylinder, I can stick it in here and put this pin down in it. The only thing is, I don't want to take a chance and bust this ear off. Then I'd be really up shit creek. So I'll get it out of there, and we'll determine what we're going to do. That's the hardest part of the whole deal, is getting that gland nut loose. Some of them come right loose, and some of them don't. This is pretty much what it looks like. You can see there's a hole here and a hole up there. Spanner wrench goes on, unscrew it. But sometimes they won't come out, and sometimes you probably can't see it. Like this one here, somebody's put either a pair of channel locks on it or a pipe wrench or something, screwed the end of it all up. I want to try to keep from doing that. So I'm gonna continue working on this and give you some updates. I'll have to stop and wash my hands and get the grease off of my fingers. and go from there. So I'm gonna get to work, and I'll give you some updates. So stand by, folks. It's gonna get greasy, that's for sure. Okay, folks, it's later on, 2 or 3 hours later. I spoke too soon about that rear pin. When I said it should drop right out of there, it's frozen there. So what turned into a halfway decent hard job now is really a hard job. So I had to take the fuel tank out of it. Look at this mess. Yeah, that pin right there, supposed to drop out through the bottom. It's froze. I got some stuff sprayed on it. It must have had some kind of pretty good leak before, because it's a mess, as you can see. Had to take all this loose. I just strapped it up to the roof, hold it up out of the way. I think the cylinder has to come out in order to get the tank out, because I had a whole time getting the tank out, but I just had to do it. So I'm gonna work on getting this halfway cleaned up, scraped out, spray some more stuff on that pin, and then you could even, I don't know if I showed you, but the gas neck for the tank was right here, right above this pin. So you couldn't beat on it with a piece of brass or nothing. So you couldn't even move it far enough to get a piece of brass in there. So, you know, I had to take that yellow plug out and shove the cylinder in, so I could get the cylinder to go that way to give me as much room as possible. I ended up turning that knuckle this way to give me enough room to try to get the tank out, because the tank, see how it's curved down there at the bottom? It's fit to go underneath the cylinder. So I hope I didn't screw the tank up trying to get it out of there. If I did, I did. If I had to pull it back out, at least I'll know what to do. But yeah, I'm gonna work on getting this stuff scraped out of here and cleaned up, and then see what I got to do about getting that pin out. The cylinder's ready to come out. Other than that, the lines are all loose. I had to take the damn pedals loose up here, the drive pedals, the arms. So yeah, when you think it's not going to be a bad job, better think again. Oh, something else I want to tell you. So I get down to lay underneath this damn thing. So I got my metric sockets, 1/2-inch drive ratchet. It's sitting there, you can see it. So I get down underneath there, open that god darn metric socket set up, and I need a 15, and it skips over 15. Can you believe that crap? I about threw that damn socket set to the moon. So, you know, I had to get back out and get the shit I need. But yeah, just a bunch of crap. So I'll work on getting this cleaned up a little bit, and get back with you and let you know what's going on. All right. Wish me luck. Well, I'm back, folks. It's the same day, but it's about 9:30 at night, believe it or not. That thing fought me all day. That pin was froze up in there bad. I didn't think I was going to get it. It almost had me beat. I'm going to take you out here. I don't know how good you can see. I'll do my best, but that's all I can do. I got a light on out here, over here. Anyways, I had to pull the fuel tank out of it. I think the fuel tank has to go in before the cylinder goes in, so the cylinder really needed to come out to get the tank out, but I managed to get her squeezed out of there. And I'll check it over, make sure I didn't mess anything up. You ain't gonna be able to see much. So anyways, there's where it was. Now the next pisser. You can see it there, right? Top of that pin. Well, not doing this before, not knowing, the greenhouse, this part here where you sit in, needed to be turned just a little bit on the chassis. Well, the damn pin won't come all the way out because it's hitting the bottom of the frame. See, the pin's just barely below there. But I was able, excuse me, I was able to get the cylinder out. So I guess what I'm going to have to do is do my best to get that pin smoothed up while it's in there, work it up and down, get it freed up. Because hell, I got the fuel tanks out of it, so I can't start to turn it. You know, it's just going to be what it is. Let me see if I can. There's the cylinder. Got that SOB out of there. Yep, that pin, man, that pin fought me. Man, this end wasn't no deal at all. Yep. So look at the mess in here. Boy, it's messy. And it was 100 times worse than that. I been cleaning it out. Pulled all these hoses up before I put the heat in there to it. I hope I didn't screw up the lines. I think they're all right. Had to strap this up out of the way. This controller for this side. So yeah, it turned out to be quite a job. And I still got to get this nut off the end of the cylinder, and that could be a job. Problem with it is I ain't got no real way to hold the cylinder to try to turn that out. I'm going to have to come up with some way. See, before cylinders like that, I put the seals in this push blade cylinder. Well, I couldn't get the pin out down there, so I just unscrewed it and pulled it out, left the barrel on the machine. But I made sure I could get that nut loose first before I did anything. Put the spanner wrench on it and got it loose. But I can't do that with this one. So that's the real last hurdle I gotta do. So I got friggin' tools laying everywhere. All right. So, not knowing what I'm going to do about this video, this is probably going to be a video in itself, I think, because it was a job. It was a job. You just have to stick around and see what happens next, I guess. All right, Maggie hasn't been out here all day because I've been hammering and stuff like that, so she don't like that kind of stuff. So I'll say it for her anyways. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell, and just do those things that don't cost you a thing to do, please. All right. Well, late evening in eastern Kentucky, I'm Bobby. Until next time, you guys take care, have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon.